Social media is a great place to find motivation, make connections, and even kill time when you're bored. But as positive as it can be, you might come across a couple of haters, especially if you've earned a huge following, like Jules LeBlanc and Jayden Bartels. The influencers and Nickelodeon stars are sometimes targets of bullies. And for the first time, they're revealing how they deal with those online trolls and who they turn to when they need help. They are two of social media's most popular influencers, with a combined TikTok and Instagram following of almost 40 million people. I met Jules and Jayden on the Paramount lot in Los Angeles, where they're currently filming the second season of their hit Nickelodeon show, Side Hustle. There!
Do you feel responsibility when there's that many people following everything you're doing?
For sure. Yeah, especially when you have younger kids watching, you have to be a role model.
If you've ever heard the phrase, art imitates life, then Side Hustle is an example of that. On the show, Jules and Jayden's characters, Presley and Lex, are BFFs. And it's that same loyalty, love, laughs, and finishing each other's sentences that continues once the show wraps.
Tell me about this set.
This is...
Oh, we're singing it. Yep.
This is the basement.
What's it like for the two of you to work with your BFF?
It's the best thing
best.
ever. I would not be able
yeah,
to
we
do
wouldn't be
it
able to do it without
with
each other.
anyone else.
No.
Yeah. We'd say that the show has brought us closer more than anything.
1,000%.
Like, our relationship
1,000%.
has gotten...
We were actually just talking about, when the show's over, not working together, how weird that's gonna be.
Yeah, like working
being
with
on
someone
different
else
shows is gonna be so weird.
Weird, yeah.
Can you give me a play-by-play of when you show up, kind of what the day's like?
Mondays are great. Love Mondays.
Mondays are great because...
Says no one ever. What are you guys talking about?
Because we get here, we spend like 2 hours in our trailer.
No, Mondays are great because we have table reads. We really enjoy table reads. And then we have rehearsals, which are great. So no, Mondays through Wednesdays, we just do rehearsals, which are...
we do run-throughs.
We do run-throughs, we do rehearsals. Mondays
just to get it up on its feet and show everybody it.
Thursdays and Fridays, we film. And it's the same thing every week.
Over and over and over and over.
Exactly.
So how do you manage everything? How do you balance it?
Honestly...
No, here's what we do. Mondays through Fridays, we work. The weekends, we hang out with our friends. And then it's a good balance.
You are also influencers. So when you go to create content online, do you have to think about it? Do you worry about being bullied? Do you worry about what could potentially happen?
I don't worry about being bullied. Like, I'm never like, oh, what will people think of me? I'm more worried, like, I want to put a good image out and I want to set a good, I want to be a role model because kids who watch Nickelodeon, like, they're super young, you know? Like,
so now being on the show, our demographic is getting younger.
Yeah.
So now we have to be a little bit more cautious of what we're posting online as well. So...
But I don't
feel like I ever am like, oh my God, I'm so nervous that people are going to like pick apart everything, because there's some influencers who, like, no matter what they do, people will pick apart everything they do. And just luckily for us, like, that's just not how our cards were dealt. But I would definitely be scared to post if I were like someone like that. But for us, like, the fans tend to enjoy everything that we put out, so.
Dealing with bullies has come a long way since the days on the playground. The internet makes it a lot more difficult to figure out where bullies come from, what their problem is, and why they're so angry. There are always those people that just, no matter what, come back with negativity. I mean, are you ever impacted by it?
Like, I just don't look at it, and it doesn't matter to me. That's not why I'm posting. I don't really care what they have to say. I'm just doing it because it's fun, and I want to show them things, but it doesn't matter what they have to say, so I just don't really look at it. And I never grew up looking for the negativity, and I just never responded either.
How did you learn how to do that? Because so many people, you can hear that, but how do you actually apply that?
I mean, that's something that my parents taught me, because I was so young when I started. Like, my dad used to always tell me, like, just don't respond. Ignore it. Because when you respond, they fight back. And then you want to fight back. And then it's just, they'll leave their comment and you'll have to move on. It doesn't really matter. Just be the bigger person. So that was something that I just always grew up with knowing. It wasn't really something that I was like, oh, I know. Don't care.
If your followers or people who watch you are feeling really alone, what would you have to say to them?
Well, you're never alone. There's always going to be someone experience the same thing or something similar to you.
You just need to build a really great support system.
Reach
and
out.
that can be one person.
What advice do you have for kids who may be bullied at this point and they're looking for help, but they don't really know what to do?
Well, if you're in school, there's always a counselor, there's always a teacher.
Talk to somebody higher.
If your parents, But honestly, if you really can't reach out to anyone else, journaling, anything to talk to yourself or get your emotions out.
I think female friendships are so important that the two of you are setting a good standard for other teens.
For healthy female friendships.
Do you feel like that's important?
Yes,
Oh,
absolutely,
1000%,
absolutely. I think that friendships are actually, like, they take work. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you have to be in agreement, and especially, like, obviously not just your friends, but like when you have like a friendship like this where it's like years ongoing and you spend every day together, like you're gonna have to work some things out, and it's important that you have a healthy relationship.
Yeah. That was really well put.
Thank you so much.
It's important to remember, bullying is a choice made by the bully and never the responsibility of the victim. For more information about what you can do to stand up against bullying, go to nickhelps.com.